What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So today I'm gonna be showing you guys the 5 ways you can take care of your electric skateboard during the winter, how to maintain anything that's important, and just how to make sure your board runs right for the spring and the summer of next year, and so on and so on and so on. So let's get in the video. How to maintain your electric skateboard. Let's go. Gonna need is a screwdriver and a skate tool, which I already have that, but if you guys don't have that, then you guys can get it. Zoomies has some for like cheap, or you get on Amazon. Let's take this board apart and let's see what the electronics look like and make sure they're all good. I'm gonna try to take this off, then I'll be back. So the first and most important thing of maintaining an electric skateboard is to evaluate your electronics. If you guys bought an electric skateboard from like a name brand, then I guess you guys don't have to worry about that. But if you built one like I did, it's very important to check your work over time when you're using it. You always want to make sure everything's top notch and nothing's ripping apart, or your solder joints are starting to crack, and you just gotta make sure in general that the electronics are not broken anywhere, like any of the parts, because that's fundamental for your electric skateboard to work. And that's not working, then you're in trouble. So it's always best to remove the enclosure, look at the electronics. I did almost forget one thing though. It's very important to make sure your batteries are in storage voltage. The way you can do that is drain them pretty much all the way down to almost like to the limit they can go down to, and then charge it up to 3.8 or whatever your batteries are at. It's always safe to disconnect the main cable or the connector to the everything that runs the whole thing. So I still have my BMS connected to the batteries just so I can monitor them over the winter, just to make sure they're all good and they're not going down too far in voltage. So it won't affect anything when it's like that. So once you do that, it should be good. Nothing else can run since the batteries are disconnected from like the Desc and the power button. The only thing that's on right now is the BMS and the charge port. It's best to do this more than just turning it off and not using it for a while, because you never know what can happen while that goes on. Like your batteries can go down in under voltage, and could be messed up. So if you have a BMS, a Bluetooth BMS, I would recommend you get one. The second thing you guys want to do is cleaning your bearings. So a lot of things get in our bearings over time as we're riding, especially if the ones that have the shield, the removable shield that you can take out. Just like that. I don't clean mine till like the end of the skating season, but mostly I clean them just in case something's wrong. Like if I know like something's wrong with the bearings, or there's not performing right. So I usually clean them during that and end of the skate season. Yeah, it's very important. You always gotta make sure you're doing the right things with it, the right cleanser, the right lubricant. I use the Bones Speed Cream, and I use isopropyl alcohol. That's what makes it work the best. The third thing that's most important is checking your belt. So you always want to make sure that your belt isn't cracked, dry rotted, or something like that. You you're having a belt drive like I do, that's the most important thing, to make sure your board does not snap while riding and you're basically screwed at that point. So always make sure your belt is good. And the best way you guys can make your belt last longer, so you don't tighten it as much. It's supposed to have like a little bit of like a slight movement. You can still like push it down as like it's not super tight. You don't want it super tight to be like very tense. You want to be like a little loose, but it got to be right in the middle. So the belt is the most important part too. Let's get on with the fourth one. Fourth thing you gotta worry about is making sure your screws and nuts are tight. If you have nylon nuts, then that shouldn't really be an issue, but it's always good to check them just in case. Truck hardware, enclosure hardware, motor mount, motor screws, and set screws in your motor pulley. Those are the things you want to check. Also, you could check your kingpin nuts if you don't like where they're at. You could just tighten them a little bit more, because I know over time bushings kind of compress down more and it loosens up, especially the wheel nuts. My wheel nuts are starting to get loose towards the end of the skate season, so luckily I was able to do all that. So don't over tighten it, but just make sure they're just tight enough where they're not going to move anymore, and you should be good. And the final fifth thing you guys should do for your electric skateboard is just check the deck in general. Always want to make sure there's no stress cracks anywhere or the lamination's happening. So with me, I made my own deck, so I kind of know how I made it, like how I did it, how much glue I had, how long I had it in the press for. So I know the deck is good. So always checking for stress cracks is always important, especially having an e-skate, because you don't want that. You want your board falling apart while you're riding, and you know, not a good thing. That kind of closes out today's video. Hope you guys enjoy this, how to maintain your electric skateboard. I got a few videos coming more of electric skateboard and some unreleased videos. So if you guys like to see more of this, please hit that like button, subscribe, and comment what you guys want to see next. But yeah, have a good one.